That's going to be hard to sleep in tents or in lawn chairs when you're out in front of a store. If you make that a habit, if you skip sleep a lot, it could be bad for your health. Yeah, that's true. Joining us live from Roanoke now is WDBJ 7 Mornings, Melissa Gayona. Of course, if you're on this shift, you skip a lot of sleep that you should be getting.
Yes, doctors actually say we should be getting about 7 to 8 hours of sleep. And joining me now is Dr. Frank Biscardi with Carilion Clinic's Sleep Center. Doctor, there are actually some things that you can ask yourself to know if you actually need professional help. What are those questions?
Well, if you're sleeping a reasonable amount of time and you're still waking up tired, that's a bad sign. There's something disrupting your sleep, whether it's sleep apnea or some other problem. I think if people wake up with headaches, that's a sign of low oxygen at night sometimes, and that can be seen with sleep apnea as well as urinating frequently, having problems staying awake during the day. Particularly, you should be concerned if you're snoring very loudly at night and people say you stop breathing at night. There's some other less common sleep disorders, people who sleepwalk or sleep talk or do unusual things at night or act out dreams. Those are all things we can help you with.
Yes, and we've actually posted this self-test at CarilionClinic.org. We've got that all on our website at WDBJ7.com. But listen, I manage to get about 8 hours of sleep every night. People always ask me what time I go to sleep. Usually about 6:30 at night. That's because I get up at 2 a.m. So here are some things that I do. One is an Epsom salt warm bath, preferably a lavender scent. Hot green tea, natural, before you go to sleep, as well as no TV before sleep. Don't do any work in your bedroom. Try to keep it as dark as possible. Turn the phone off and exercise. Make sure you exercise, just not within 3 to 4 hours. Also, no alcohol or cigarettes. Sorry, folks. 4 to 6 hours before you go to sleep. And Kim and Seth, here's a good one also. Getting your husband to give you a foot rub is always a good idea, and it helps with your sleep.
Yeah, good luck convincing Kevin and Joshua on that one. Yeah.
I think that's a really good idea. All right, some good tips there.
Wow, how regimented is she? I like that. Exercise.
That's what it takes.
Go to bed.
Yeah,
Very good.
gotta do what it takes. Get to bed early. It's nice when you can get 8 hours of sleep, but for some of us, that doesn't come easy.
Yeah, for a number of reasons, and that's why WDBJ 7 Mornings Melissa Gayona is talking with a doctor. She joins us live at the Digital Broadcast Center here in Roanoke with more. Good morning, Melissa.
Yes, good morning, Kim and Seth. You know, we all have crazy hours here on the morning show. One thing that I find that kind of prevents me from sleeping well is if I work out late in the day, maybe a few hours before I go to bed. I'm always wired and can never go to bed on time. So a lot of you may be able to relate to not getting enough sleep. So we have brought in Carilion Clinic's director of the Sleep Center, Dr. Frank Biscardi. Doctor, when it comes to things that are preventing us from getting enough sleep, what are you seeing from patients?
Well, I think our schedules are the main culprit. People work right up to bedtime, either working around the house or doing work on the computer or homework, and they've got all these devices on that produce full spectrum bright white light like televisions and computers and iPads, and now we read on Kindles at night to relax, and the bright light actually causes delay in your sleep onset. So you end up having more time staying up later, having more problems falling asleep, maybe thinking you've got some insomnia, and then getting less time in bed, less time asleep.
Yeah, and doctor, you mentioned even the slightest light, even from your cell phone, can actually cause you not to sleep very well. So let's give people some ways, things they can do to maybe get enough sleep at night.
Well, definitely turn the devices off, keep regular hours, avoid using a lot of caffeine late in the day. Try not to exercise right before bed because that has an alerting effect too. That's actually what's found out with the space program. And if you get people to get bright light exposure in the morning and exercise in the morning when they get up, they're more likely to fall asleep at a regular time in the evening.
All right, wonderful. Some good tips there, doctor. Thank you so much. And we're going to continue to bring you more tips that you can do to actually get enough sleep. Kim and Seth, did you guys get enough sleep last night?
Oh, I never get enough sleep during the week. Well,
Did today end in Y? I mean, what? Yeah, it very rarely happens. I think the iPad's interesting. You're, constantly staying awake because of it.
Yeah,
those
your
kind of
iPad,
devices.
your phone. Yeah, I get about 6 hours of sleep during the week. Not quite enough.
I'm tired just hearing that.
I know. Full time that allows your body to recover, but if you're not getting enough of it, you could have some serious health problems.
Live here at the Digital Broadcast Center in Roanoke is WDBJ 7 Mornings Melissa Gayona. Melissa, you've been talking to sleep doctors. How long should we sleep per night? How many hours do we really need?
Seth, Dr. Frank Biscardi with Carilion Clinic Sleep Center tells me that the average person should be getting between 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night. And he also told me that that's really not what the average person is actually getting. So we have Dr. Frank Biscardi here with us. Doctor, what do you see that the average person is actually getting per night?
I think the national average is around 6.5 hours. And some people need a lot more sleep. Teenagers need a lot more sleep than that, and their school schedules often interfere with that. And very young children, some babies sleep 18, 20 hours a day.
Oh, wow, that must be nice. Okay, doctor, let's also talk about what happens if we're not getting that 7 to 8 hours of sleep for the average adult, how that kind of plays a part in our health as well as other areas of our life.
Well, cognitively, it makes you perform badly, and you tend to get more irritable and emotional and make mistakes. And there have been a lot of really big disasters that have happened in America in the last 20 years associated with people who are sleep deprived making bad decisions, like 3 Mile Island and other big ones, the Challenger disaster. And so not getting enough sleep is very detrimental for how you feel, and it also affects your health in other ways. It tends to make you more resistant to insulin, so you tend to have higher circulating blood sugar levels, and there are all sorts of other comorbidities that go with it.
All right, wonderful. Thank you, doctor. You know, I was actually talking with meteorologist Brent Watts yesterday, and we were talking about, how much sleep we get, and we were just saying, Kip and Seth, when we don't get enough sleep, we become very irritated very easily. I know I get very emotional, and hey, I will be honest, I crave fattening food when I am sleep deprived, and that causes weight gain, so not a win-win.
That is something. When you're tired, you want to eat more to kind of get that energy level up when you just need more sleep.
I'm starving right now.
Exactly. Same here. So 6:17. We've got a scam alert.